Good morning all the students. Myself Swati Thakre, your science teacher of standard 7 for the academic year 2021. We are going to start the academic of this year with first lesson, that is nutrition in plant. See, we will go to the introduction. All the living organisms require food that provide energy to carry out their life processes. So what kind of life processes occurs in case of humans and in case of plants? For example, in case of humans, to perform any kind of work, they require energy which they get from food. And in case of plants, plants can also have some of the activities or the life processes like photosynthesis, reproduction, transpiration. For these activities, they require energy which they get from the nutrients of the food. So, when we eat food, that food is in the complex form. That complex food, when converted into the simple one, at that time the energy is released and that energy is utilized by the body of the plants or the animals. This process is known as nutrition. So just like animals and humans, plants don't have the mouth and the digestive system, so they derive their nutrients from the soil. So what do you mean by the nutrients? Nutrients are the substances which are important for the growth and development of the plants and animals. So the nutrients which are required for the plants are nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Next one is the nutrition. What do you mean by the nutrition? It is the process in which the nutrients in the food broken down into the simpler molecule for the utilization of the body. Nutrition means in this case the nutrients which are present inside the food, they are broken down into the simpler molecule, and after getting that simpler molecule they are utilized by the body. This process is known as nutrition. So nutrients are broken down in different ways or in different mode of nutrition. So see the different mode of nutrition. First the question arises that what do you mean by the mode of nutrition? The mode of nutrition means the mechanism by which organisms obtain their food are referred to as mode of nutrition. All of you also know that organisms either synthesize food or depend to others for the food requirement. So there are basically two types of mode of nutrition. First one is the autotrophic mode of nutrition and second one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now we will see about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Auto means self and trophic means food. So the organisms which can prepare their own food are known as autotroph, and the process of synthesizing this food is called as autotrophic nutrition. The example for the autotrophic nutrition are all the green plants. All of you know that green plants can prepare their own food, so they are considered under the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Cyanobacteria, it is also the another example for this mode of nutrition. So the plants can make their own food with the help of light energy of the sun, carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil by the process of photosynthesis. So how they can prepare their food, this way we will see in our next slide. But before going to in detail about the photosynthesis, you have to know certain terms regarding the photosynthesis. These are stomata, chlorophyll, xylem and phloem. So what do you mean by the stomata? Stomata, it is the opening through which the gaseous exchange occurs. Means in case of photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide is enter into the leaf through this stomata. They are present underside of the leaf. Next one is the chlorophyll. It is the green pigment which is present inside the chloroplast. Chloroplast, it is the organelle or part of the cell which is present inside the cell. Xylem, it is the tissue or the vessel which transport water to all parts of the plant. And phloem, it is also the conducting tube which transport food to the different parts of the plant. So xylem and phloem, these both are known as the vascular bundles. They are also called as vascular bundles. See, first the factors which requires for the photosynthesis are water from the soil, sunlight, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. These four are the main important factors which are necessary for the production of food. So how they are necessary for the production of food, we will see in detail in the next slide. See, Now we will see in detail about the photosynthesis. See, photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis mean to prepare. So it is the process in which plants uses energy from the light of sun and make their own food. That process is known as photosynthesis. There are four factors which are required for the photosynthesis, which I have already told you, that carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So carbon dioxide, water, with the help of chlorophyll and in presence of sunlight, they can prepare food in the form of glucose, and in this reaction the oxygen is released. So photosynthesis, it is the complex process. A series of chemical reactions occurs, and in that chemical reaction the raw materials like carbon dioxide, water are changes into the food like glucose. So sunlight, it is the major source for the energy of photosynthesis. The leaves are the site where the photosynthesis occurs. That is, leaves are the food factories for the process of photosynthesis. They have certain specialized organelles called as chloroplast, which has the green pigment known as chlorophyll. The function of chlorophyll is to capture the energy from the sun. So the CO2, that means the carbon dioxide which is present in the air, enters the leaf through the tiny pores called stomata. These stomata are found the lower side of the leaf. So the gaseous exchange occurs through this stomata. Also, the water which is present inside the soil get absorbed by the small hairs of the root in the ground, and there are special conducting tubes which can receive this water. That special conducting tube is known as xylem. So through the xylem they can receive this water and transport towards the leaves. Whenever that water comes towards the leaves, there carbon dioxide is combines with water using the stored energy in the chloroplast. By the chemical reaction, they can form the food, that is glucose. Then this formed glucose is then transported by the conducting tubes known as phloem. This I have already told that phloem can transport this food, that is glucose, to different parts of the plant. So some of the glucose is used by the plant immediately for getting energy, but some is stored as starch, some will change to some more complex substances like cellulose. For example, the vegetables which we eat, that also contains the stored food. So in this all the process, oxygen is released. So that oxygen is required for the living beings on the earth. So during breath, we can take this oxygen and given out carbon dioxide. Therefore, photosynthesis is necessary phenomenon on the earth because it will maintain it can maintain the carbon dioxide and oxygen balance. So this is all about the photosynthesis. But you have also one question arise in your mind, that besides green plant, there are also certain plants which can do the photosynthesis, just like red or the brown color leaf. They can also perform the photosynthesis. They marks the chlorophyll on that leaves. Also one question is arise that in this process, whether only the leaf can perform the photosynthesis or not. See, leaf also perform the function of photosynthesis, but instead of leaf, there are also certain parts of the plant like green stem, spine, scales. They can also perform the photosynthesis. In case of desert, for example cactus have the modified stem, modified scale. The leaves of this cactus are modified into the scale or the spine, and through that they can perform the function of photosynthesis due to the loss of water. So this is all about the photosynthesis. Now we will see the structure of stomata. How stomata is work in case of photosynthesis. See here in this picture, you see that one stomata is open, one stomata is closed. See, why would stomata be the closed? Normally stomata is closed at night and open during the day because of photosynthesis. So the plant cannot perform photosynthesis at night because there is no sun. So stomata closes to prevent the loss of water and gases. But what happens when the stomata are closed? When stomata are closed, the carbon dioxide level drops rapidly within the lid and they can inhibit the light independent reactions. This causes the photosynthesis stop. So the main function of stomata are to allow for the uptake of carbon dioxide and to limit the loss of water due to the evaporation. Here in this figure shows also the guard cells. What are the guard cells? These are the specialized plant cells which are kidney shaped. They are responsible for opening and closing of the stomata. When these cells absorb water, they become swollen or the turgid, and due to this turgidity, the stomatal pore opens completely, and when they lose this water, they become flaccid or shrunken, and due to this they close the stomatal opening. Okay, this guard cell possesses the cell wall, chloroplast in it. Cell wall, what is the function of cell wall? Cell wall gives the protection and support to the internal organs of the cell. Chloroplast, it is the organelle or the part of the cell in which the chlorophyll pigment is there. The chloroplast possesses thylakoids, granum, which are just like a stack of coins. In that chlorophyll is present. Vacuole, the function of vacuole is to store the food which is prepared by the photosynthesis, and nucleus, it can control all the function of the cells. So this is all about the guard cell which are surrounded by the stoma. Okay. This is about the structure of stoma, how the stoma are open and how the stoma are closed. You have to only understand that remember that the stoma are open during the day and closed during the night. Okay. This is all about the photosynthesis.